Hey everyone, it's Mark. This is my recap for Pokémon Journeys episode 100, Up Close, Leon Special Training. This was the 1185th episode of the Pokemon anime, but let's be real, people are way more excited for the new opening that came with this episode than they are for the episode itself. So let's just dive straight into the breakdown, starting with that new opening. Okay, there's a ton to break down here, so I won't be spending too much time analyzing every single detail, but off the top, it's important to mention that this is a new opening animation, but the song is just another version of 123, this time sung by Ash & Go's voice actors. After a quick intro, we jump into some flashbacks to the beginning of Ash & Go's journeys, with Ash meeting Pikachu and Go encountering Mew, and I feel like scenes like this are unintentionally sad, because it's Ash & Go leaving Chloe behind. Why can't she just come with? Next, we get some fast cuts from region to region, starting with Cerise Park and Kanto, then every other region, and this includes all the Pokemon that Go has caught in each region, including everyone's favorite Pokemon that Go captured in Johto. At first, I didn't even know this Hoenn shot was Hoenn, but it actually is, and the Sinnoh one is funny to me because the only Pokemon that Go has caught in Sinnoh so far is the Mantike he captured in episode 8, but hey, Dawn is there too. So I'm not actually sure if all of Go's Pokemon make an appearance in this sequence, someone will have to fact check me on that one, but I thought this was an incredibly creative and cool idea to spotlight Go's progression towards his goal and the concept of journeys traveling the world. After that part is done, it's time for some phenomenally animated parts featuring Go's main Pokemon, including a surprisingly serious Grookey and an equally serious Ash who's rocking all three of his battle technique accessory things. What an awkward way to describe them, but you know what I mean. His Mega Glove, his Z-Power Ring, and his Dynamax Band. They put in a reference to the original series in this part when Ash turns his hat backwards and the camera zooms in on his eyes. Then we get possibly my favorite part of the opening. All 6 members of Ash's Journeys team looking awesome. The art style in this part of the opening was really cool in my opinion. Do you think this means that Ash actually will use Dynamax Mega Evolution and a Z-move against Leon? Now it's time for some Project Mew action, starting with Go teaming up with Quillen and Danica to take on all the Reggies, including the 2 new Gen 8 ones, which is awesome to see. Potentially even more awesome was this transition to Ash standing up to Leon and his Gigantamax Charizard, clearly foreshadowing their inevitable showdown. Alright, time for Chloe to finally show up again. Her and Eevee are doing something? I don't know, but she is wearing something very similar to May's contest outfit from Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, so get ready for more speculation on Chloe doing contests. Team Rocket get a quick cameo as well. Only notable part of this really is that Pelipper once again has the Rocket Prize Master in its mouth. I mean, that's not notable in the slightest to me, but some of you did think that it would be gone forever. How silly of you. Alright, time for another rapid fire sequence, this time showing off a lot of characters that will most likely, well, most definitely be returning in Pokemon Journeys. Starting with Gary, who of course is a part of Project Mew, then we have Ash's Alola friends, including Lily and Gladion. Licia and Wallace are up next, and my guess is that it's because of these two that we got that scene of Chloe in a contest outfit earlier. I think they will just show up for a one-off episode at some point for a contest spectacular. Iris showing up was probably the most surprising thing in this entire opening to me. I mean, that's probably because I was spoiled on some stuff we'll get into in a second, but seriously, I did not think Iris was coming back in Journeys, but I am really glad that she is. On a similar note, Marnie, Morpeko, and Piers are here, and even if just last week I said we may never see them again, wow am I glad I was wrong on that one. Clement, Bonnie, and Dande are here next. Since we already heard about them last week, this wasn't especially exciting, so I'll just take this time to mention that all of these character shots in this sequence represent the 8 regions of the anime at this point, which was a nice touch. Paul is up next. Wait, Paul? Well, that's awesome. If he is coming back to be Ash's opponent for a World Coronation Series battle, I seriously worry for the amount of anticipation and hype that battle would get, because I think it would have no chance of living up to how good their last battle was at the Sinnoh League. The only part of this opening that genuinely made me laugh out loud was Horace showing up. I mean, that's hilarious that he made it into this opening. Just a character of the day who I guess is coming back. I mean, I felt real confident a year and a half ago when I said Horace was only going to be a one-and-done character, but I guess some people will be really excited to see him return. If I didn't already have enough clickbait for this video, Ash's Greninja is here. I mean, this could be any old Greninja, but come on, it's Ash's Greninja, so that will make a lot of people happy. Me? Meh, it would be cool if Ash's Crocodile or Ash's Sceptile or something like that came back, but hey, I'll take all the views Ash Greninja will get me on this video and many others in the future too. And that's basically it for the new opening. Like I said, I didn't want to mention every detail or every screenshot frame by frame, so there will be little parts that I skipped out on. Overall, this new animation is pretty much fan service at its finest. Rika doing the vocals can probably be thrown in there too, and it's easy to see why so many people are excited for this. Personally, an opening is just an opening to me, and by that I mean I don't really get too excited watching this, and you can actually see that over in my Discord server. I posted a Discord exclusive video where I react to watching the new opening for the first time, and it has already been described as the calmest reaction ever by some of the people who have already seen it. Don't get me wrong, some of the stuff revealed in this opening has got me incredibly excited for what's to come in Pokemon Journeys, but I guess with me, I don't really get excited about stuff until it actually happens. Like Paul returning, that should be amazing. Project Mew taking on all of the Reggies, I can't wait to see it. Well, I guess I can wait to see it because we don't really have much of a choice, but I am sure that all the waiting we'll do to get everything in this opening will be worth it because it looks like we are in for one hell of a ride when it comes to the next few months of Pokemon Journeys. Alright, let's get into the actual episode, which starts with a quick recap of Ash defeating Marnie, and then revealing that he and Go actually stayed in Winden overnight, but of course Ash overslept. Go left Ash a note saying that he went to go catch Pokemon, but when Ash went downstairs to go join him, some kids ran by talking about Leon having a battle today. When Ash questions them about this, they freak out because they watched Ash beat Marnie yesterday, and I really like that little detail, but no time to waste. If Leon is having a battle, Ash is on his way. He runs into Winden Stadium, this time as a spectator rather than a participant, and he sees the battle on a monitor, already underway. Leon's opponent is Flint, and we get some flashbacks reminding us of Ash's previous encounters with the Sinnoh Elite Four member. Ash enters the stadium just as the battle is reaching its climax. The two fire types meet head-on with dueling flare blitzes, but when Flint tries to pull a fast one by switching to Mach Punch, Leon counters with a flamethrower, and now that Infernape is vulnerable in midair, he has Charizard capitalized with a monstrous Dragon Claw, and this is enough to knock Infernape out, winning Leon the battle. Looks like we didn't miss too much, with this only being a one-on-one battle in the Masterclass, and Flint's defeat knocked him down from number 7 to number 8. The two combatants share a handshake and take in the adulation from the crowd, and that's all we see of Flint, for now. The scene changes to the lower concourse of Winden Stadium where Ash sees Leon getting mobbed by fans. Just as he's about to get away, Ash catches up with him. He shows Leon his rank after his victory over Marnie, and Leon is pretty impressed by this. Leon mentions that he was about to head out to do some training and invites Ash along with him. Ash immediately accepts, and off they go. Hey, whatever happened to Go? Oh yeah, he's off catching Pokemon like he said, although it seems like he's making very slow progress. After he and Grookey play around with some Gossifleur, he catches one. This is actually the only capture of his that we see on screen in this episode. I would hope he caught more than just one random Pokemon, but maybe not. When Go calls Ash, we see that Ash is having a champion time in Leon's Charizard, and I like how Ash's reasoning for blowing off his meeting with Go is that stuff happened. Yeah, good excuse. Go is about to go on a solo catching spree, but Professor Sonia appears just then, and she says that she's surveying the power spots in the wild area, which sounds really cool. I wish they would have just done that for the rest of the episode, but instead they did some far more boring activities. Sonia offers to drive Go to some place where he can catch a ton of Pokemon, but Go is traumatized after his last experience in Sonia's car, but she's not taking no for an answer. Let's check back in with the other two as Leon announces that they're going to the sea for some training. Of course, because Leon's at the wheel, they end up in some forest in the mountains. I totally expected this to happen, but it was still pretty funny. The first part of their training is flying through some trees at high speeds. I feel like if Ash wanted to train himself, then he should be doing this with Dragonite, but oh well. Sonia's driving is even more comically erratic than before, but they do have a pretty interesting conversation at this point once Go starts asking questions about Leon. Although, before you can actually get to that discussion, we have to see Leon and Ash scaling a waterfall. Pretty impressive for a Charizard if I say so myself, and then Leon pulls the reckless move of recalling Charizard midair, only for these idiots to do some impromptu skydiving. Leon's Dragapult catches them, and one minor complaint I had about this episode was that we didn't see any more of Leon's Pokemon. We got to see Charizard and Dragapult, but we've already seen both of them before. Anyways, they make some friends with some wild Wooloo, and then we cut back to Go and Sonia's conversation about Leon, and the way Sonia talks about Leon sounds really similar to how Dawn and Chloe described Ash back during Dawn's first return. I guess the point here was that Ash and Leon are really similar, and we see that play out in the rest of the episode, starting with our two Pokemon freaks chasing after some Dreepy. They eventually stopped on for a snack and talk about how interacting with Pokemon like this is training, but then they are rudely interrupted by some wild Corviknight flying in. They're acting strangely aggressive, so Leon tries to distract them, and Ash guesses that there must be something going on atop this rock formation, so he decides to climb up there and see. Leon manages to get on one of the Corviknight's backs, only to take his shirt off and cover its face with it. That was pretty funny. Meanwhile, Ash finds a Rookidee nest on top of the stone structure, and one of the Rookidee looks injured. The Corviknights spring into action when they see a Dreepy getting close to the Rookidee, and this actually causes the injured Rookidee to fall off, so Ash risks his life to save it. Well, risk his life may be an exaggeration, this is the anime after all. After Leon and Corviknight catch Ash, they patch up the Rookidee and they fly off with the Corviknight. Ash and Leon relax after their eventful afternoon, and when Ash asks Leon about what it's like to be champion, Leon explains that having never lost a battle actually scared him, but it wasn't until the whole Darkest Day debacle that he actually felt like there was something or someone stronger than him. And this was a good thing in his mind. It gave Leon a renewed inspiration to train and improve. This actually was really similar of the first episode of Pokemon Evolutions, where we get an insight into Leon's psyche after the Darkest Day situation. I thought that was a really interesting characterization of Leon, and I'm glad that we got to see it come to this anime as well. Anyways, Ash is impressed by Leon's answer, and after the two vow to battle each other one day, they decide to go back and meet up with Go. All four of them meet up outside of the Pokemon Center in Winden, and even though Go is angry at Ash for being late again, everyone is happy to see each other as the episode ends by foreshadowing Ash and Leon's eventual showdown. I'm giving this episode a 6.5 out of 10 rating, which felt kinda strange to me that on a day where Pokemon Journeys has the most hype that it's had in months, that I don't even think the episode itself was a 7 or higher. I mean, it's just my opinion, of course, and obviously a lot of people are just excited about the new opening, but I always care way more about the actual episode than I do the opening, and I just don't think this episode really brought it. Sure, there were plenty of cool things like Flint returning. That was totally out of the blue. I did not see that coming. Well, actually, I did kind of predict it in a video 6 months ago. We already saw Volkner, and I was surprised that we got no mention of his buddy Flint. I feel like if Volkner and Cynthia are in this competition, then Flint would 100% be in too. Is Flint being in the Master Class the most exciting trainer possible? Well, not really, but it does make a lot of sense, so I am in favor of it. That's now 5 trainers out of the Masters 8 that we have seen so far in Journeys, and assuming all the others that we have already seen in the Master Class will still be there by the time Ash reaches the Masters 8, then this is shaping up to be a really exciting climax of the World Coronation series. After Flint and Leon's battle though, I felt like the episode was not that exciting if I'm being honest. It was fun and all seeing Ash and Leon interact with the different Pokemon, but the dramatic plotline involving the Corviknight was, well, not that interesting. Maybe that's just me, and I know coming into this episode I had high hopes for what we would see out of Go and Sonia adventuring together, but we actually got nothing besides some funny driving scenes and a little bit of discussion about Leon. That was kind of a letdown for me. At the end of the day, it's not like anything substantial actually happened. We just hyped up the eventual final battle between Ash and Leon. Alright, cool I guess, but it's not like I wasn't already excited for Ash versus Leon, so really this episode didn't really do much for me, and that's why I rated it a 6.5 out of 10. On to the next episode, and it looks like we're getting a Grookey focused episode, believe it or not. All of you who have watched my reviews of Pokemon Journeys know that I am pretty critical of Go's Grookey, but I am genuinely excited to see if Grookey has any kind of character development in this episode. Because it's not like I wholeheartedly dislike Grookey or anything like that, I just feel like it adds nothing to the show and hasn't done anything of note since debuting. But this episode has a chance to change that, so I'm looking forward to it, even if the plot of trying to find a Thwackiest stick doesn't really sound that entertaining. Before we get to that new episode next week, I actually have a pretty big video coming out this week. It's a collab with Starmeister, another PokeTuber that you should all totally be subscribed to, and here's a preview of the video that we're going to post this week. Alright, let's get into this thrilling season of Survivor Journeys. We have our 2 tribes, they're ready to go, they're ready to battle it out. Let's see how this plays out. Iris has a major meltdown. Yeah, for the game. Yamper. That alliance makes no sense to me. Wow. I am very curious to see how this vote shakes out.
But this is very unlikely. I'm loving the end game so far.
Yeah. The winner of Survivor Journeys.
Whether
or not you know anything about the TV show Survivor, I can guarantee that you will enjoy the ridiculousness that is Survivor Journeys. This video is going to premiere on my channel on Monday, March the 7th at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. You can do the time difference for when it's going to be live in your time zone. I know Starmeister lives on the other side of the world to me, so it'll be like 9 a.m. on Tuesday when it starts for him. That will most definitely be a fun video, and if I have time, I also want to post a discussion video this week about what the announcement of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet mean for Pokemon Journeys. I originally wanted to post a video reacting to the news just hours after Gen 9 was revealed this past Sunday, but I got really busy and didn't exactly have the time to fit that video in, so now I'm just going to make a more thorough discussion video, hopefully sometime this coming week. Make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss either of those videos, and leave a like on this video if that new opening got you hyped. Let me know down in the comments, what are you most excited for coming up in Pokemon Journeys? For me, it has to be Paul's return, but honestly, the Project Mew stuff looks super awesome as well. Thanks so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next time.